Welcome back to another episode of Fantasy Endzone. I'm your host, as always, Jake. You could follow me on X, Twitter, whatever you call it, at Louis Lewis 5. That's LEWIS and the number 5. It's also right there on the screen for you if you are watching on the YouTube channel. We are live on Tuesday, Player Profiler plus Now channel on YouTube. And if you're listening to podcasts, this is coming out Wednesday morning. So thank you for listening and tuning in today. On today's show, I will have a guest. I will introduce him in a minute. He's been on my show before. Love having him on. Always messaging him and texting. Great guy. But today we are going to go over the news, the heartbreaking news that's just occurred this weekend, giving you our values for our draft picks in rookie drafts. Also, we got to talk about the combine because that's this week. And of course, the rookies of the week, the hidden gems, if you must. With that, let's get fantasy. Joining me today is no other than Chev. What's going on, man?
Hi, man. I'm doing good, brother. How are you?
Not too bad. You know, the work life and everything else, and we got to keep it busy with football. It's all the time, all year round, especially Dynasty.
Oh,
yeah. Why don't you introduce yourself and let the fans and listeners know about you?
Well, I mean, I'm Chev. Hello. I do a bunch of different stuff. Follow me on the Twitter X for, all that. It's in the link tree in my bio. And then if you are into winning free stuff, like the jerseys in the background, well, that's my jersey, but like that one over there, that's a pretty cool Oilers throwback of Jeff Simmons, and that's a Cam Ward throwback. So yeah, if you like that free stuff, then download my app, put some rankings in, and if you're the most accurate ranker, you can win a jersey like that one. So download the League Champ app. All that being said, man, I'm good. I'm super excited. I have been in the trenches of the 2026 wide receiver class before the combine because I wanted to have some firmed up opinions about some guys before it got, before I got to the noise pollution of Twitter. So That's what I've been doing. How you been doing?
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Yeah, just living life, family, all that. It always happens. But yeah, the last time we were on the show together, the Colts were 6-1, and yeah, that went downhill really quick. I look back in midseason awards we did. Oof. Thank you so much.
Oh my God. Man, normally it doesn't sneak up on me. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember exactly like that one. That one feels like a fever dream. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It is a wet dream for sure. And then unfortunate events with Daniel Jones going out, and I guess Sauce Gardner's just the cancer of that.
What? Oh man. I feel bad. I feel bad for him because he for sure thought he was going to a Super Bowl when he got traded from the Jets to the Colts.
Hell, they even traded like they're going to the Super Bowl, and yeah,
I know. And now the only place they went was Cancun,
like every 31 other teams.
Yeah. That one crashed and burned pretty spectacularly, though. It's great.
Yeah, definitely.
As a Titans fan, I enjoyed it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good, man. You're good. But yeah, let's get in the news before we dive deep into fantasy. It's a heartbreaking loss. News came out this weekend. Rondo Moore, I guess, self-inflicted gunshot wound. It's an unfortunate event. This just shows that this is far bigger than football. It's human. If you know anyone or if you are struggling, reach out. There's always somebody to listen. It's just a sad thing to report. And, you know, our thoughts and prayers with everyone involved and friends, family, teammates, everyone.
Absolutely. Yeah. Check on your people.
Yeah, definitely. And that's 3 in the last year we have, you know, dealt with, you know, Kyron Lacey, the guy from Cowboys. I can't remember.
Nealon. Yep.
Nealon. Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
But we're going to transition into football side of things, but we just want to make sure we took a moment and recognize the human side of this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Cowboys have signed Javonte Williams, 3 years, $24 million deal. Chev, your thoughts on this deal?
So this is exciting. This is good because this was the optimal outcome for Javonte Williams. We didn't really want to see him go anywhere else. You saw the best version of Javonte with the Cowboys. Now we've locked in best version of Javonte for the Cowboys. 3 years, $24 million. Very similar deals to what Tony Pollard and DeAndre Swift signed, you know, in their free agency time. So really good deal, especially for the Cowboys who don't really have any. They're very strapped for cap, and they just now today, I guess, franchise George Pickens. So
okay,
they're trying to figure it out over there, man. And that run game is a huge piece of it. So shout out to Javonte.
Yeah, definitely. And that's bye-bye Jaden Blue, perhaps, his shares in Dynasty.
Yeah, I mean, I was never a Jaden Blue guy. Like the idea of it was cooler than what it actually was.
Definitely. That's crazy. In like redraft leagues last year, he was getting drafted before Javonte, and that's a sad part.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, I made the mistake. I did not have. So in Dynasty, I have a ton of shares of Javonte because I could not get rid of my shares of Javonte. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean,
like
his rookie season, he's a top 10 running back going forward, and then devastating knee injury, and that's what cost it.
Man, that was me trying to cut my nose off, and the scissors keep falling apart. Like I got lucky. So I was right, and then I was very wrong, and then I got lucky, and I was right again. So Blind Squirrel definitely found a nut with Javonte's dynasty value, dude. I'm excited now, just because I really believe in Clayton Adams and that run game, and Javonte looks like Javonte.
Yes, definitely. Do you think they're going to bring another piece in this offseason through via draft or free agency?
I'm thinking because I don't think that they're going to. I don't think with the way that their cap space is going to be structured.
Yep.
I don't think they're going to be toying around with bringing anybody in. They might draft somebody and then push either Phil Maffa or Jaden Blue out. Yeah. But I don't see them signing someone meaningful in free agency.
Yeah, me either. I mean, I know they're probably going to restructure CeeDee Lamb and probably Dak and try to free up some money, especially knowing that they want to probably keep Pickens for long term.
Yeah, absolutely.
And speaking of Pickens, you just mentioned, hey, he was franchise tagged today. So was the Falcons tight end Kyle Pitts. What's your thoughts on it?
Where you want me to start? You want me to go Kyle Pitts, or you want me to go?
Either one you want to take.
So with Kyle Pitts, it's an interesting ride we find ourselves on, right? This has been one of his value was in the trash the first week of the playoffs. Like, I won't say it was in the trash. That's being a little bit hyperbolic, but everyone was just kind of, Kyle Pitts is, like you started kind of feeling like he was just like dirty South Dalton Schultz. Like you just don't, it just didn't feel good. Like you know he's scoring you fantasy points. You know it's not horrible. It's not like it doesn't feel like you're starting Chiga Okonkwo, you know, but it just isn't good. And so with that performance, with the way he's now kind of rebounded, I mean, 900 yards and 5 touchdowns for a tight end, or 6 touchdowns or whatever it is. Oh, this was year 5. So 5 touchdowns. He's gone up in touchdowns, 1 every year, right?
Yep.
If, that's really good for a tight end. I mean, especially 88 receptions. So, in tight end premium leagues, I'm really, really, I'm excited. we'll talk about kind of where his value is, but I mean, he's done himself a big time favor, and then him getting franchise tag. Kevin Stefanski loves himself some tight end, some tight end volume. Got 140 target season with David Njoku back in the day. We just saw with Harold Fannin what was going on. So really, really bullish on Kyle Pitts now.
Yeah, definitely. And that franchise tag alone is $16 million.
Yeah.
So that's huge news for him. I mean, get the pay when you can. And you're talking about the ride. It's kind of like that carnival ride with the big slide. You go down one time. It's pretty fun. You do it a couple more times. You're like, what the hell? Then you look across. You're like, you got a new ride to look at, being your coach. Let's go try this whirlwind or whatever they may call it. And hey, you might throw up, you might not. You just got to hold on and let it go.
Might throw up, you might not.
I mean, what do you finish? Tight end 2 on the year, but I mean, when you have that the best performance of all time of a tight end, that helps a lot. But yeah, I think good things are coming with him, and especially once Kevin Stefanski went there. And like you said, you've seen Njoku before, and these were with subpar quarterbacks at best in Cleveland. We don't know what they're going to do with Michael Penix or whatever else. Sounds like they're getting rid of Kirk Cousins at some point. But yeah, if Michael Penix is the starter, I think they're still going to have to force feed Kyle Pitts because they don't have a number 2 receiver behind Drake London.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but do you think that they draft? Do you think that the Falcons would actually draft a receiver?
It would have to be like probably 3rd, 4th round. I don't see nothing in the first round. They don't have one. Right. Second round, they might go back to defense. What the hell is going on with James Pierce? We don't know his whole
James Pierce and everything. James Pierce is going to be playing a different kind of edge rusher. Yeah, that's what he's going to be doing.
He's going to be on the Gridiron Games Part 2. Jesus.
I don't know that he's going to be playing football anytime soon.
Yeah, definitely. It's very unknown. But yeah, I totally think they could probably draft one later on in probably like 4th, 5th round. But are they going to be better than Darnell Mooney?
Yeah. It's a low bar.
Yes, definitely.
It's a low bar.
What about George Pickens? How you feel?
I'm thrilled. I am thrilled.
$28 million this year for the franchise tag.
Yeah, so Spotrac has his contract value at about between, I believe, 28 and 32 million annually. Like, I think this is a good move by the Cowboys, but they're going to be, they're going to be like a duck, just calm up top, paddling like hell down low to try to get this deal done, because he comes out again and goes, another 90 catches, 1,400 yards. You're going to be paying him, instead of paying him 32, you're going to be paying him like 35 or 36, because that's what somebody else is going to pay him. Because at that point, you'll have a 25-year-old receiver just entering his prime. So the Cowboys would be smart to get this done. George Pickens would be smart to lock up generational wealth for his, for his legacy, and be tied to Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, like reforming that T. Higgins and Jamar Chase type of deal. Like they could be the best duo in the league, to be honest with you. So I love it.
It'll be the same offense as what the Bengals is, and the defense will be the same.
Yep.
But hey, us fantasy gamers, we love that kind of defense.
Exactly. More points.
Definitely. Another guy, but I don't think he's going to get franchise tag. And there's a lot of reports, Travis Etienne having legitimate interest in signing with the Chiefs. Do you think this comes true?
I'm struggling with this one. I am.
It's hard
because if he goes to the Chiefs, this is going to be, you're going to start having some aggressive thoughts about Travis Etienne on the Chiefs.
It's Jared McKinnon on steroids plus,
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yes. I wouldn't go I would dare not speak the name of running back number 25 there, but it would be really good.
Definitely.
It would be really good. Like maybe
Jeez.
like 14 or 1,500 yards from scrimmage and 10 or 12 touchdowns good.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, just how he came back, his first year full-time playing, he was a running back one. I mean, hell, this year he was a running back one too.
Yeah.
And
he's good, man.
He's good.
He's good. He's like, they don't play anything alike, but it's like Joe Mixon was for all those years. Like he's just giving you fantasy points, and everybody's like, "No, that dude sucks." And you're like, "No, but he scores fantasy points." So yeah.
I mean, I could see him going there, and then them also bringing in another running back potentially. Hopefully, not clouding your, Smith judgment, but.
Oh man! Listen. Okay, I'll wear it. I'll own it. Okay.
Oh, I liked him.
Listen. I still like him, but I'm willing to admit that it might not happen.
Yeah.
Chev GPT of sound mind and body will admit that Brashard Smith might never be a thing. I did it here first on Fantasy Endzone. Okay. I admit it. It could. You guys got me. Okay. It might not happen.
Yeah.
You got me.
It's going to be an awesome offseason. I mean, how do you feel Brashard Tootin then? Or my guy, LeQuint Allen Jr. I love LeQuint, so I'm still flag planting him.
I do too. So with LeQuint, he has the superpower, like I can pass block my butt off.
Exactly.
And then he was the running back in this super deep draft class. He caught more passes than any other running back. So he's gonna be able to, catch passes. And if he's gonna step into the role of, hey, I'm gonna be the 1B or the backup to Basil Tootin, who's gonna function as the Bucky Irving of the Liam Cohen offense. I can be Rachaad White. That's a super valuable. That's 12 points a game, man. That's 12 points a game, and he is free. He might even be on waivers in some spots. So great point, Jake. Great point.
I mean, hell, I'm a big Syracuse fan, so he's one of my guys. And look at when Bucky Irving came out, he led the nation in receptions. Buccaneers took him. Liam Cohen was his offense coordinator. What happens the next year? Get me a guy that can pass block and catches the most passes in football. Like, that's what you want, and that's what you got. And hell, with Brashard Tootin, with his fumbling and not great pass blocking, there's a window that LeQuint Allen gets a lot of shares. And he even played more snaps, it looked like, percentage-wise than Tootin, but that's a lie because passing downs and his or his pass blocking skills.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting. That's a really good bet on a free square.
Yes,
that's a really good bet on a free square, man. Because if it hits, it's going to outperform whatever you had to pay for it. And I mean, 10x, 20x. You can get a guy off waivers and end up getting a 27-second for him at the end of this season if he performs really well. Like, those are the types of moves. I see what you're doing. All right. You're trying to drop little process gems all over this episode.
Yes.
All right. I'm familiar with your game.
I love him. I can't hate. I mean, hell, I was a big Sean Tucker, but unfortunately he had the heart condition before the pre-draft. And I mean, hell, where could he go? He's a free agent this offseason,
Right. Is he a full-on free agent, or is he just kind of like, is he a restricted free agent?
He might be a restricted just because he is undrafted free agent coming out. So he might be a restricted, but he even would be a good idea because we've seen what Bucky Irving can do when he gets a lot of shares and touches. He looks like a mummy on the sideline. So
there's
Sean Tucker.
There's for sure some free chicken out there in terms of players that could just absolutely blow their dynasty value out of the water with very little changing in their environment. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely. I totally agree. Before we get into our draft picks are worth, let's hear a word from the Podfather.
Rookie draft season is now, and you know that because on Fast Draft we have the Origins tournament. That's right, the first, way too early, all rookie tournament is live. There's a $10,000 prize pool. Start practicing for your rookie drafts and leverage your knowledge of rookies by winning cash. And given that it's close to 50% full, if not already well beyond 50% full, a lot of those drafts included players that actually did not come out. So every draft that happens from here until this thing fills, you're getting positive EV. So go to fastdraft.app, get the app, and sign up with your host promo code for a $50 deposit match, or use code FAST. Fast Draft is the next hot fantasy game, so get out there and start drafting faster.
Yeah, go ahead and download Fast Draft and use promo code for Chevs. What's your promo code, Chev?
I think it's just Chev.
Chev. There we go, Chev. Use Chev for $1 for $1 match up to $50 on Fast Draft. Now, what is our draft pick rookie worth? So with this exercise, I want the listeners and viewers, get an idea what their draft pick is actually worth. A lot of times people right now is kind of getting all hot and heavy, draft picks coming up, combines this week. Let's just see what this exercise can bring us. And, we're going to do 12-team Superflex league. So kind of like give you the idea of at 101, I mean, let's be honest. Let's not sugarcoat it. It's Jeremiah Love. He's clear cut the best player here. And you'd select him at 101. What would it take you, Chev, though, to move off of him?
So you put a really interesting question in the show sheet about Devon Etienne, and that's a really difficult one for me because I do believe that Jeremiah Love has that type of upside. So I would have to look at it as I've already got Jeremiah Love on my roster. What then am I trading? What then would I trade him for? And it would have to be something that, was a little bit more lopsided in my favor for me to move off of. Like, it'd have to be a slight overpay. You'd have to give me Devon Etienne and like a third or something like that. Because otherwise, I'll just stay young. I need a crack at an extra asset, basically.
Yep. And on top of that, you look at Etienne's situation. Jeff Hafley came from where? Green Bay. What do they have? Josh Jacobs is nowhere near what Devon Etienne is. He's a power back. So do they use Ollie Gordon more? Do they use Jalen Wright more? Or do they get their own guy kind of thing? So there's a lot of question marks revolved around Etienne and this whole offense as a whole,
Yeah, could I see Jeremiah Love outscoring Devon Etienne in points per game? Yes. But also there's a world where we look back at this and we're like, yeah, Devon Etienne had just been awesome his entire career and he just kept being awesome. So we should have just believed that he was going to keep being awesome.
Definitely. Do you see him going to the Saints, Jeremiah Love? Is that where
you're
projecting him?
I'm hoping he goes to the Chiefs at 9.
At 9? Slide. Yeah. Do you think they would have to trade up to get him at 7 or
so?
If they want to try to jump the Saints train,
I don't think the Saints are going to draft. I don't think the Saints would do it. I mean, the Chiefs are in a rare position where they feel like they're in a Super Bowl window, and you could add an uber talented running back, that's in that same ilk as you would say Gibbs and Breece Hall and Bijan and Saquon. Like, that's what you're thinking that you would be adding. That's why people are talking about him in this, in that top 10. So, yeah, the Chiefs would be in any spot.
Yeah, I sure the hell hope he doesn't go to the Cardinals. The Cardinals need way more help than a running back.
Exactly.
Exactly. Those. Now, 102 to 105 is, it's kind of the same. You're figuring, in tight end or Superflex, you get Fernando Mendoza, the number 1 overall draft pick to the Raiders, and probably one of the big 3 wide receivers, unless if you think it might be somebody different besides those four from 102 to 105.
So it's a tough one. I'm sitting here staring at the screen like, all right, how do I want to chop this up? I'd rather have Breece than any of the three receivers. Superflex makes it tough for Mendoza because I do think him with Kubiak is going to be a smash.
Me too.
That kind of him getting Kubiak changes the trajectory of hey, number one overall quarterback, your coach gets fired. Like this is going to be that could be a mold breaker, and that system is notoriously quarterback friendly. So yeah, I've got to stick with. If I'm going to sell, I'm going to stick there and pick, or I trade that pick. Like I'm taking Mendoza, or I trade that pick for a Breece Hall, something somewhere along those lines, like 1-3 to 1-5. I would trade for Breece Hall.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and you brought it up, Mendoza in that happy, friendly offense. Like, look at your guys that you're going to have already. You're going to have JT and you're going to have Bowers, and they got to add somebody else, which, top half of the second round, do they go after a guy that he was college buddies with, Elijah Surratt or Omar Cooper.
Yes.
Which Omar Cooper, he could block the hell out of somebody if he'll do the dirty work. I like him. And also, a lot of times you see the number one overall draft pick, their coach, like you said, get fired. They brought in a guy. He's an offensive-minded coach. So normally, okay, offensive-minded coach, they did great with that rookie. Where are they going? As a head coach, so they lose your offensive coordinator. You're not losing your offensive coordinator either. So I really like that. All these three wide receivers in Mekhi Lemon, Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, how do you rank them?
Oh, how do I rank those three receivers?
Yes.
Oh, dude, you know the answer to this. Gospel George, Carnell Tate is number one. And then I go Mekhi Lemon, and then I go Jordan Tyson. Now, let me explain. I think that the ceiling is the highest for Jordan Tyson. He's the most athletic. He's got like this effortless separation about him. He's great after the catch. All these things. He's less polished though. Carnell Tate's the safest. Like you could easily see him getting off to like a Michael Thomas start to his career. That's honestly kind of the run out I'll see for him at the next level. But like he has the ability to get behind the defense. Like he's so smooth that I think that he immediately translates and has the most success. But if you were to hit like the best version, like if you gave, a guy like Sean McVay, Jordan Tyson, and Puka Nacua, like you might get just two elite wide receiver one seasons, like greatest show on turf type of stuff. So if he hits his ceiling is higher to me than, Carnell Tate. But there's injuries, he's got to get into the right situation. It's a lot like Luther Burden last year. Like he's got to get into the right situation with someone who is going to craft and mold the things that he's never had to really do at the collegiate level. And if you don't get that, then you could be off to a much slower start. So that's the way that I would rank those guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Jordan Tyson, he has yet to finish a single college season playing all college games. I mean, that's the biggest injury concern going into the draft. And I agree. Lemon and Tate are your, Cinderellas right now. I really like Lemon, but I got to watch more tape on both of them to see which one I have ranked higher. Right now, I think I have Lemon personally, but
yeah. And look, I'm not saying that I like all three of these guys. I just have a type. Like I used to say some ridiculous things about George Pickens, and then now everybody finally sees, they're like, guys, he can do some really cool stuff. And that's what Carnell Tate reminds me of. People are discounting him for playing next to an alien in Jeremiah Smith. And it's like, no. that's really good for a human being. It just so happens that he plays next to a Demogorgon. So, like, what are we doing? So I really like Carnell Tate. That's my personal preference, but I love all three of the guys. You just have to put them in an order. So that's my order.
Yeah, I got you. All right, 106 to 108. Perhaps selecting, Denzel Boston, Kenyon Sadiq, Ty Simpson. I don't know about, depending on landing spot, obvious, and maybe even Casey Conception. Do you draft here or do you trade out for maybe at quarterbacks, maybe like a Cam Ward? Do you re-roll? Do you, same thing with Tyler Shuck?
I do like Denzel Boston, and I like Denzel Boston and Kenyon Sadiq and Casey Concepcion a lot. If I can't get a deal done, like I'm auto sending the 106 to 108 for Cam Ward. I mean, that there's a little bit of homer and a little bit of truth to that. Like I think that same thing with Tyler Shuck. Tyler Shuck shown me enough. Kellen Moore's offenses just generally hum for fantasy, and it's really good for the trigger man and the quarterback. So Tyler Shuck, auto send. RJ Harvey, it gets kind of dicey. Chase Brown, yes. Josh Jacobs, no. Barkley, no. AJ Brown, no. Zay Flowers and Jameson Williams, yes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's realistically, that's where I feel like those picks would be lined up is Zay Flowers, Jameson Williams still young. AJ Brown, I mean, maybe you got bounced out in the first round and you want to try to get another stud wide receiver and you just had unfortunate events.
It's tough with AJ Brown. It's tough with AJ Brown because if he goes somewhere and it's not a great spot, like you still know it's AJ Brown, but he's not in an optimal environment. But if he somehow lands, say he ends up being a Raider with, and he's the X in Clint Kubiak's system, you could pretty much bank on him being a top 5 wide receiver.
Definitely.
No,
I really agree. And I like the Chase Brown. I would do it for Chase Brown. None of the other ones, RJ Harvey. I feel like they're just going to add more running back. Jacobs and Barkley, nah.
Yeah. It so tough with Barkley too. But there's just too many non-positive signals about the Eagles for me to really buy in or send that pick and not be cool re-rolling. Like I love Boston Sadiq and Casey Concepcion.
Yep. And especially if it's tight end premium, you're definitely going to take Sadiq ahead of maybe even Boston at this point. I would not be surprised if he snuck up before Jordan Tyson and tight end premium.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm telling you this right now. After the tight ends test, whatever day that is, the combine,
you're
going to start hearing some of the most ridiculous things ever about Kenyon Sadiq. Just there it is. We are locked in there. Watch. He could potentially break the combine.
I'm trying to think of talking about tight ends. I'm trying to think of the Michigan's tight end. You're going to hear a crazy amount of is it Max Carlin?
Max
Something
Klein?
Like Klein, yeah. He's been tested at 21 miles per hour some days.
Jesus.
On a GPS, so watch out for him. You'll see us. Also, hey, follow us here at Player Profiler. We got you guys covered. We're going to be bringing you guys all the news, blurbs, and everything else coming out to you guys. So tune in for that all week. Now, the last 4 picks, your playoff team, 109 to 112. Are you going to select Emmett Johnson, which I'm very high on? Price, Coleman, or like Elijah Surratt, somebody else. Do you consider anyone else at the top of your list right now?
Omar Cooper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the primary one. I've seen in some rookie mocks that I'm in, I've seen Chris Brazzell kind of sneak up to the end of the first round as well. But With the price points here, I'm on the side of shipping this pick. Now, it would depend on my need, because I think Emmett Johnson is going to be a superstar. Like, that is, I mean, you've seen some of the things that I've said on Twitter X about him. I think he's going to be a superstar, and he has everything that you want. And we're going to, hopefully people fade him for BMI and all this other stuff that has nothing to do with watching him play football.
Mhm.
And we can get a little bit of a discount, because I think I'm comfortable taking him after, like, if KC goes to the 1.6 at 1.7, I'm taking him at Johnson. Like, that's just what I've been doing. So unless I get really, really negative signal about his draft capital or, whatever, it's gonna be Emmett Johnson. And then, or I send it for all these picks, like Malik Willis. Yes. Probably not Shador. No, definitely not Shador. Probably not Bryce. Yeah, I could do it for Bryce Young. I wouldn't love it, but I'd have to be desperate.
Right. Maybe you just have Matthew Stafford on your team.
Yeah.
He might be your 1-year rental. Who knows?
Yeah. Like, let's say I've got Jacoby Brissett and Matthew Stafford, and then somehow I cobble together a championship, and then I send the 112 for Bryce Young. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but Scat Pack, CTE Scat Pack, yes. Javonte, yes. Which is wild, because Jordan Addison, not even if there's a fire. Jalen Waddle, same thing. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, how you feel about that?
You should, but I don't feel good about it.
Yeah.
And DK never, not even if there's a fire. And Devontae Adams, no, I can't do it.
Yeah. I'm definitely doing it at this rate. I mean, your back half of the draft, if you could send that for Marvin, I'm doing it. Still a young talent. Maybe he's going to figure things out with potential, LaFleur there. You never know. I probably would do the 112 for Jalen Waddle. I just think I'm high on Waddle, though, because of speed and everything else. But
I am a patent Jalen Waddle denier.
I think he's just going to have like 140 targets this coming year. So volume is going to be there.
If I can create a path to him getting 140 targets, that's a very different conversation than the conversations people have been having about Jalen Waddle for a very long time. If we can get 140 targets for Jalen Waddle, he's going to be a top 10 wide receiver.
Yeah.
But the problem is we could never get that when Tyreek Hill was there, and people were acting like that's what was happening. I felt like I was taking crazy pills.
Right. I mean, he probably goes to tent 140 times a year, but shit.
Dude, I points per tent visit leagues are going crazy with Jalen Waddle.
Yeah.
101.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, Woody Marks would probably challenge
Woody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Woody Marks is challenging. See, that's what we need to do. We need to do a points per tent visit league. Jackson Dart, Woody Marks, and Jalen Waddle. Who's the 101? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a Twitter poll.
There we go. But yeah, I like doing these exercises, see what your draft pick is valued at. Some guys you might want to get instead of trying to take a draft pick and take the risk. But yes, this is also way before any landing spots, combine, or anything else. But I like doing this. I appreciate you, Chev.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I said, this week is the combine. So with that being it, let's have one player at each position who you want to keep your eye on during this week
for the combine.
Yes.
Are we gonna go like you go, then I go? Like,
yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Position.
Yeah, we can do quarterbacks first. How about that?
That's cool.
Well, for me, I guess I'm doing Drew Aller, Penn State.
Son of a biscuit.
Is that what you wanted?
No, okay. All right. Go ahead.
The ideal size of his frame, standing 6'5", 235, Many speculated last year he should have came out. I agree. I thought he should have came out. He had a lot of starts already under his belt, possibly a top 5 pick at that time. And then he goes back to his senior year to Penn State, and boy, that was a disaster all around. You know, the head coach, the play of him turning the ball over, injury. The running backs were both the only positive notes on their offense, and wasn't even that great of performances. I feel like I just want to see if he's going to have that big arm, and he needs to have that accuracy again to show me. I just want to see how big his arm is. Man,
why did you say it that way?
I don't know. God damn it. No homo. But yes. Yeah, I just want to see how far he could throw in, his accuracy. I mean, he was pretty much a 60% completion percentage.
So
64 last year.
So yeah, I'm with you. I talked about this on a Combine Riser show at the FF Dynasty, and he was the guy that I highlighted for the Combine because of the exact same things that you said. I think he is if you just drew a QB up in a lab, like 3D printed a quarterback, that's Drew Aller. That's him to a T. But like when you watch him play football, he plays football like you left the battery out of the 3D printed player. So that's the issue there. Mine's gonna be Taylon Green.
Okay.
I want to see if he's gonna test as well as it seems like he's going to. You saw him. I mean, he's like a gazelle. It is, and the physical tools are just off the charts. That crazy throw to Malachi Fields, off platform, 55 yards or 65 yards in the air, whatever it was really impressive. So I want to see him, but I want to see him do like the regular stuff, the easy stuff. Like, can he throw with anticipation? If he can do that with receivers he's never thrown with before, hardly, then I feel like we can start to get a little bit more buzzy because the testing numbers are going to be off the charts.
Yeah. His athleticism it's going to be like number 1 rank throughout all of these quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
Speed, I mean, he's got it. He's going to have a huge vertical, I'm guessing. Broad jump as well. He's very powerful in the legs. I mean, takes 3 steps, he's got 10 yards,
Yeah.
I just want to see how he's going to throw, his consistency over and over again. His accuracy is what's going to be biggest in question for his position. I mean, he kind of reminds me, a lot of people are going to say, but like Lamar Jackson. Is he going to be consistent and accurate? I mean, he's got the speed and athleticism, but that's where it's going to kind of look to be.
Yeah.
Running back, I got Demon Claiborne from Wake Forest.
Yeah.
He's 5'10", 195, senior. Some people even have him as high as maybe even number 2 running back in this class. I don't see it personally. I have him as number 6 currently. He's his junior year. A lot thought maybe he could come out, but it's a strong running back class last year. He had over 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. Comes back for senior year, 907, 10 touchdowns still. He has soft hands, catching 23 passes out of the backfield. In the last 2 years, at least 23. I think he had 23 and 28 this past year. Yeah, 28. So he's got some soft hands. But I just want to see how he's going to compare and how his athleticism is going to be. I don't think he's going to wow anything, though, off the chart. I just want to see him during the drills and blocking as well. That's a big portion of his game if he could do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'll be I think I have him as my running back 7 right now. Really, him and Kaytron Allen to me are interchangeable because they're so different. And I haven't figured out who's going to get the draft capital, who's going to. So him and Kaytron Allen are tied right now for me. Mine's going to be Mike Washington out of the University of Arkansas. Yeah, 6 foot, 228, hit 21 miles an hour at the Senior Bowl, ran for over 1,000 yards, like while his offensive linemen were actively playing WWE on the field with each other. And I think that this could be really, really, really exciting for a lot of people that are just kind of getting hip to what he is. So I think he's going to be a guy that everyone is really excited about once the combine's over. I mean, 34-inch arms, just a massive framed human being that hit 21 miles an hour. So, yeah, that's my guy.
Definitely. At wide receiver, I got Bryce Lance from North Dakota State.
Nice.
6'3", 209 senior, had back-to-back 1,000 yards receiving the last 2 years. And in 2024, he had 17 catching touchdowns and 8 this last year. I just want to see how he's going to measure. I think the broad jump and the vertical, he's going to do well. But I just want to see what his 40 time is going to be as well. He's going to show his brother, Trey Lance, this is how you play in the NFL or get time to play. But I know coming out of, a smaller school, they don't have, the big hype, but they do at the same time as long as they perform. And I think Bryce Lance can definitely perform this coming week for sure.
Yeah, I've heard, I haven't watched his film yet, but I've heard some really positive things. So it'll be interesting. I like to try to get an idea about guys before I see their testing. So I'm not jaded or double counting. Right. Like, hey, he did this. That's going to translate. So that's a good homework. That's a good homework for me during the combine this weekend. So I'm going to go with Brennan Thompson out of Mississippi State, 5'9", 170 pounds, four-star recruit. At Texas, started at Texas, then transferred to Oklahoma, then transferred to Mississippi State. Mississippi State, he is basically the fourth highest graded PFF receiver on deep targets, like 20 plus yards. It is aggressive. Like, if you guys are not familiar with Brennan Thompson, it looks like you sped it up to 1.25x when you're watching the video. He is fast. And I saw that in high school he ran a 10.3 100-meter dash. Yep. So yeah, this is a guy I feel like people are going to really be. I did his film yesterday because I wanted to see if it you hear about fast people and you're like, I don't know. And then there's fast people like this. So his ball tracking, his ability, like his stop start, it's just all really, really aggressive. So that's my guy.
Yeah, I really like his tape. Maybe it's a speed overall, but Marquise Goodwin. Yeah, that's what he reminds me a lot of. Just straight ball, deep threat. Hopefully he could expand his route trees going, in the NFL, but I'm really high on him as well.
Oh, yeah. He's a star.
For tight end, I was going to do Michael Trigg out Baylor. I mean, he's 6'4", 240, 50 catches, 694 and 6. But I'm going to switch it after I was talking to you. Marlon Klein. This guy is 6'6", 250 pounds, and they've clocked him over 21 miles per hour. So if he could run that quick, I want to see what his 40 time is going to be. It sounds like his 3-cone was under 7, and his shuttle was 4.25 pace on the ridiculous summer workouts. But if he could get that, he's going to jump out the page and show like his burst and his athleticism as well. I think he came from Germany, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So he's, big powerhouse guy, 6'6", 250. If he could run that fast, hell.
Oh, yeah. It's like Luke Musgrave all over again.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess I'll close this out. I'm going to go with Justin Jolie out of NC State, 6'3", 251. Now, is a former high school wide receiver, bulked up from 190 to 250, and he still moves like he's a wide receiver, just a really big, oversized wide receiver. So I've seen him win in almost every contested catch situation, and I can't tell if that's just due to him just completely apexing and high pointing the ball, which would allude to me that he's going to have a really, really impressive vertical. So looking at the 40 is the most correlative thing to fantasy success for tight ends. So really, really looking forward to seeing what he does this weekend, because I've seen what I need to see on the film. I just need him to be athletic now so that we can get the type of draft capital, because I think he's one of those guys that can be like a featured piece of the offense, like a Rondé Gaston last year. Like those guys are starting to translate more and more for fantasy.
Yep, definitely. And it's every year we have a new rookie coming in. I love it. Yeah, I again, follow us here at Player Profiler, and we got you guys covered with everyone coming in and out of the combine this week. So stay tuned for that. Now we're at the last part of the show, our rookies of the week. I want you to go first because, these are like hidden gems. I know you got yours, and just like last year, you flag planted Bernard Smith. Last week, I did wide receiver Aaron Anderson from LSU. I'm kind of high on him. I mean, you can't deny wide receivers from LSU in general, but who is your rookie of the week as a hidden gem?
Brennan Thompson.
Yes, yeah. I love it.
Yeah, dude, that I am having some aggressive visions about what it's not just that he's fast, it's that he's fast and that he doesn't lose any sort of speed while he's running with his head tilted backwards like this, and he's tracking a football, and he's gonna run potentially in the 4.2s.
Yep.
So yeah, even if he runs 4.3, I don't care. He is Sunday fast, and it's gonna translate if a team is willing to just give him an opportunity. I think Brennan Thompson is gonna be a guy that's a steal in rookie drafts.
Definitely. For mine, I just want to know your thoughts. Are these good stats? During his junior year, he had 718 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns. He had 15 catches, 122 yards, and another score. He could have transferred to a whole bunch of different places, but he decided to stay put. He rushed for over 1,000 yards his senior season, 5.3 yards per carry, 20 rushing touchdowns. He also had 20 grabs, 247, 1 touchdown. He is not invited to the combine. Pisses me off, but he's not. He's got 434 carries total in his career. Never once fumbled. He had 20 touchdowns last year just on 191 carries. He is from a FCS school, which they just recently bought their way into FBS conference, joining Mountain West Conference last year. He earned first team all MVFC honors his senior year. Junior year, he was third team. I understand that they don't produce great number. I mean, the FCS doesn't produce like the high talented players, but they do. I mean, like we seen last year, his teammate Greg Zabel get drafted in the first round, and he's one of the top guards going forward. This year, some even have his quarterback Cole Payton as the number 2 quarterback possibly in this class. I don't see it, but potential. I just talked about Bryce Lance. Do you know who I'm talking about yet?
I do not.
It is Barika Kpeenu, running back from North Dakota State.
Okay.
He drew a ton of interest. He did participate at the American Bowl. Some of the teams that he met with is the Saints, the Bengals, Packers, and the Browns. He's a powerful built guy. Helps his contact balance, ability to find the end zone. Hell, I mean, he had 20 touchdowns on only 191 carries. He's a really good pass blocker as well. I want to see what he could do. He's got soft hands, having 20 catches his senior year. He kind of reminds me of a Alexander Madison type player. His footwork, his ability, physical. But yeah, I really like him. That is my rookie of the week.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with him, but that's you've given me another project to make sure that I get familiar with. That's a good pool. That's a great pool.
I mean, in your fourth, fifth round, if you have, draft picks in those areas, go out and get them. Don't let them go undrafted. Throw a dart throw with your fifth round pick at them and take them with confidence, because I sure the hell am. I mean, I looked at other people's comps. They comped them to a Tyler Algier. I mean, if you get a Tyler Algier in the fourth or fifth round type player, hell, count me in. Yeah. So check him out. Check him out.
Oh yeah. No, you've given me, this is rare that you get one past me, but you got me twice today.
There we go. Well, that's a wrap of Fantasy End Zone. Be sure to follow, like, subscribe, smash. If you're on the podcast, click the little bell notification. I'll be back here next Tuesday. Don't be afraid to slide in my DMs, I guess. Louis Lewis 5. Don't tell my wife. But I just want to personally thank you, Chev. Thanks for joining the show.
I appreciate you having me, brother.
Yeah. Let them know where they could follow your work as well again.
Yeah, it's at Chev90 on the Twitter X. And then the link tree has everything that I work on.
Awesome. Well, we'll be back here next week talking about more rookies. Till then, take care and peace out, Girl Scouts.
From the Podfather to you, I deeply appreciate you tuning in. And many ask, what can I do? What can I do to help support the hosts, the research they do, the production costs? Go to playerprofiler.com, Dynasty Deluxe, World Famous Draft Kit, Rankings, DFS Dominator, and of course, data analysis. Subscribe to any one of those, and you support all of us and take Player Profiler to the moon.